Welcome back, folks. Today we got something really cool to check out. The name of the company is POCLINK. The type of radio is POC, which stands for push to talk over cellular. These things are really cool. I got pretty excited when the company contacted me and asked me if I was interested in taking a look at these radios. I'm kind of a closet radio nerd. Anyway, let's take a look at these are really cool. I mean, we're going to get into a demonstration. We got to go over the technical stuff first. Of course, I've already got the radio out of the box. This is what the radio looks like. We'll get into that here in a minute. Comes with an owner's manual, very easy to read. These radios are simple to use, very intuitive. The radio and the battery come separate. You install the battery on the back of the radio. You install the lanyard on the back of the radio. It comes with a charging cord and a charging brick, and most importantly, it's USB-C charging. Oh, and by the way, there's a light right here that is red when it's charging, and it turns green when it's charged. As you can see, I got 4 of these things, and what makes these unique is these are two-way radios that talk over the cellular network. The biggest difference between these and your typical FRS or GMRS radios that you can get at Best Buy or Walmart, Sam's Club, sporting goods stores, or even a handheld 2-meter ham radio is those are all simplex. Well, the ham radio can talk on repeater towers, but ham radio repeater towers, which is totally something different. But for the most part, they're all simplex radios, which means, and I'm sure some of you already know this, but for those who don't, I want to explain it. So simplex means, kind of like its name, it's simple. It just goes from when the signal leaves an antenna of a radio, and it's picked up by the antenna of another radio. Well, these POC radios go through the cellular network. And so therefore, these radios, you transmit from one radio, it's picked up by a cell phone tower. It goes through the network, and nowadays it's basically the internet that connects all these towers together. And then out the second tower, near the person that you're talking to, and into their radio. Kind of like a cell phone nowadays. That's how cell phones work. And the thing is even like say these 2 radios that are right next to each other, they still do not go from radio to radio. If I keyed this radio up now, and I wanted to talk to this radio, it still has to go to the nearest cell phone tower, and then that cell phone tower will turn around and send the signal back to this radio. So these are not simplex. But the beauty of it is you get long distance, whether you're in the same building, the same block, the same city, the same state, the same country, even multiple different countries have this service. So you can talk from your radio, goes into a cell phone tower, and then it goes over the network, even on the other side of the globe, to a cell phone tower and back out and into the person's radio that you're talking to. And that all happens almost simultaneously. And the sound quality is crystal clear. It's just like talking next to the person, like you're standing right next to them, just like it would be talking on a cell phone. When you talk on a cell phone, you can't tell the person's in another country. It just works. The company asked me to explain a few things, a few technical things, and I want to go over those before we do a demonstration here. So just bear with me, please. This is a scan that I did on a couple of the pages within the owner's manual. And you can see that, there's very few buttons. It's very easy to use. But the main takeaway here is, again, it's USB-C charging. And the other thing is it's a Type K cable connection. And what that means is there's a big name in two-way radios. It's Kenwood. They make car stereos too, but in the two-way radio world, Kenwood is a big player, and they use a specific type of connection. So this uses that same style connection. So your accessories for this is, you could pretty much use any corded microphone or headset or whatever the case may be, and it's that same K-style. So any K-style accessory should work with this radio. And I do need to mention that these radios are Bluetooth. And the company does have available Bluetooth headsets that work with these radios. And quite a bit of the competitors that sell these type of POC radios, none of them are really Bluetooth capable yet. This company here, these are Bluetooth capable. They wanted me to go over this real quick with you here. We'll just skim across it. You can pause and read this if you want all the tech specs, if you want it in detail. Has nationwide global coverage. As long as there's a cellular network, you can instantly connect with family and kids and friends and team members and etc. When phones fail, we partner with 99% of global carriers. And that's true that if one network goes down, you could be on a different network. However, if the cell phone tower near your house goes down and it doesn't work at all, then you're not going to have service to this radio. So these are not necessarily the best solution for a SHTF type scenario. That's more of a ham radio, a simplex deal. But these, 99.9% of the other times work awesome. So it says enjoy global coverage. Works not only in the USA, but multiple extra countries with no extra fees. 100% private communication with AES encryption. They have the Bluetooth mode. POCLINK does have Bluetooth headsets available. You can freely join and create groups right on the radio itself, whereas competitors require you to contact the company and they'll create the group and then send it out wirelessly over the network to your radio. This one here allows you to create groups right on the radio without having to request it. It's very simple operation, ready to use right out of the box. Like I said, the radio is very intuitive to use. The target audience is obviously individual users, travelers, families, seniors, outdoor enthusiasts, etc. It's for the tech specs, it's got IPX4 water and dust resistant, and it has a 3000 milliamp hour battery. And you can pause and read the rest of that stuff yourself if you'd like. And then, of course, there is one elephant in the room. And I want to cover this because there is an explanation here. So bear with me. I'm going to put this up here so you can read it while I'm discussing this. On the POCLINK website, they claim there is no future fees charged ever. And the service that these radios run on is included for the first year. Each radio comes with 1 year free service. And they claim there's never any extra fees charged ever. Well, that's not 100% true. POCLINK does not ever charge you any additional fees. However, the service provider, the cellular network company that they have set up this service through, that company charges $50 a year per radio. Now, you pay that via POCLINK, but they send it along to the service provider for you. Now, apparently there is a way you could go around POCLINK and pay the service provider directly. But because we, as individuals have not negotiated, volume pricing, it would actually be more expensive to do that. Because POCLINK has, they obviously have thousands of radios, they have negotiated contract pricing and gotten it down to $50 per year. So that's why we pay the money to POCLINK, but the money goes to the service providers. And when they first contacted me and wanted me to make a video about this, I told them, I said, I believe your website is deceitful, that there's some false claims on their website about never being any future fees. And I said, if I make a video about these radios, I am going to be perfectly clear to my viewers that there is indeed future fees. And they said, absolutely, by all means, explain it to your viewers, but please let them know it is not us who is charging the fee. So there you have it. Okay, now let's do a demonstration on the radios. These things are pretty sweet. So I'm going to bring these down here so you can see the screens a little bit better. And unfortunately, I don't have a second person right now to help talk back and forth on these. So I'm going to have to play the role of a person on each end of the radio. So by default, if I key up one radio, the other three radios will hear it, and vice versa. If any of these radios key up, the other three radios will hear it. And I can talk on it. And you can hear it on all three radios. Okay, now there's an echo there. There's because we got close proximity here. But so this is SF Garage. SF Garage is the group. And SFG4. This is radio number 4. And I put a little decal, a little label on the back just so I could keep track. But this is radio 4. So if I wanted to talk to, say, radio 2 or radio 1, I can hit this round button here, it goes to the member group. And then on the side of the radio here, there's an up and down button, and I can scroll through. Let's pick radio 2 and click OK. And then there's a green check mark next to that. I don't know if you can see that. There's a green check mark. And then if I do a long press on the push to talk button and then let off, and then I key up again, you'll see that just radio 2 has keyed up. And now we can talk back and forth. Say me and the person on radio 2, we could talk back and forth indefinitely, and the other 2 users wouldn't hear us. But as soon as I want to exit out of that, if I just hit the back button, then it kind of clears that. And if I key up now, we're back to all 3 radios. And if I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to do radio 1, let's see if you can see that. Radio 1, there's a green check mark. And I can go down to, let's say, radio 3 and do a green check mark. Do a long press. And now when I key up, radio 1 and 3 should key up. As you can see, radio 1 and 3. And again, we can keep talking back and forth as long as we want on that until I hit the back button. So let me set one of these radios up here. This is number 2. All right, so I'm going to set radio 2 there, and I'm going to put my microphone on the table, and I'm going to go into the other room, and I'm going to key up radio number 2 by itself, and I'm going to talk and so you can hear the radio itself without hearing me in the background.
Radio number 2 by itself, audio sample, 1, 2, 3. Audio sample, radio number 2 by itself, 1, 2, 3.
So hopefully you were able to hear that clearly through the microphone. I will find out when I do the editing. But these radios are awesome. I didn't know how much I was going to like them until I got them and started using them. I can definitely see a good purpose for these. And not having all your eggs in one basket is a good thing. You have, backups and redundancy on everything. And this is just another good, reliable form of communication. My friends and I are going to have a great time using these this summer at the campground and at the racetracks. These things are awesome. As long as you got cell service, you got crystal clear, push to talk communications, and they just work perfect. They work perfect. You don't have to dial a phone number and hit send and wait for someone to answer. You just key up and start talking. So if you guys are interested in these, be sure to check them out. I will have some links below that you can take a look at.
Anyway, that's all I have for now. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.